Yeah, yeah. Hi, how are you? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So we need to start now while others will join later. And I hope you had good time over the days that we never met. Yes, and
Yes, fine, thank you.
good, good. All right. Are you able to go through the second phase of the components?
Yeah, I did. The only place I was struggling was to get the comments. Not sure how to figure that part. I'm not
Okay.
sure whether there's any kind of model examples to use, or is this something that one has to get offhand based on what you're seeing um, when you're doing the assessment,
That's all we're here. So we can go through them now. So should I give you,
please?
okay, sharing power? Mm, co-hosts. And,
See, just bear with me 1 second.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got it now. Just 1 second. Okay, so I think what we did last time was okay. So the first one we did was meeting business needs,
Yeah.
um, and we went through a few things in that time, and then that's the only bit I did. Then the next one was to do the governance.
Oh,
Um, the,
I remember I promised sending you something to fill in. I didn't do that.
I'm not sure there's anything I received personally, and the only thing that we saw. There's nothing else we saw on the platform. I can't remember now. Let me just have a look.
Okay. No, I think what I would do, ah, how come? Um,
Yeah, so there was nothing else that was sent on the platform.
I will do that first one for you.
Okay.
Uh, for the platform. Then let's just do the second one first. Okay, that's right
Okay.
now.
So the second one was data governance program governance. So governance program coordinates data quality activities across the enterprise. Um, just a quick background notes that this is a greenfield. So much of the structure is not in place. So I had to grade that particular one, which means ad hoc. Um, and then the expectation is to get it to two, and then on the third year to move it into third. And Again, I didn't do much in the comment section. Like I said, it's a bit area that I think I would need maybe a kind of guidance or how, what will, a kind of, if I get into a green field and what are kind of comments that I can put by the side that will help me explain this to the execs. Um, the second one was data owners are defined and like they're accountable for data quality in their respective data domains. Again, with the understanding that this is a green field, I did say it's one, and I think if the data owners are defined, then in the next 1 year, I'm hoping that we can move it to three, the grade three, and then at the third year to move it to fourth grade.
Okay, let's deal with one first.
Okay.
Yeah, let's deal with one first. Which one are we dealing with now?
Data governance program. So we're in governance. Data governance program coordinates data quality and data quality activities across the enterprise.
Okay, now let's deal with that first. Um, what are the keywords you could see there?
Data governance, data quality, and enterprise.
Okay, now data quality, data governance program,
Mm.
and how can it coordinate data quality activities? So the program that you have, how can it coordinate the quality of data within the enterprise? So that is main thing. So yeah, you assume that the feed is what?
Greenfield.
Greenfield. Greenfield. Okay. So your one year target is two.
Yes, my
One,
1 year target is two, to move it to two.
okay. And if maturity or optimize, if optimize is five, and
Mm.
you have to, is there any reason why you have to there?
Well, I'm thinking that if it's a place where much of the structure is not in place, there'll be a few things that needs to be in place before the data governance program will be able to coordinate data quality activities.
What do you think will be in place?
And I'm thinking the right um, people to work with and
So
the right
are you talking about
Yeah,
uh,
so staff, trained staff.
stewards?
yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry, let me use the right word. Stewards. Um, do we have data architects? Is that what it's called? Oh, I'm not sure.
Data architects, yeah, we still have data architects, yeah. We're talking about data quality and activities.
Okay.
So what else again? So the probably what you call what, because don't forget is you're having 1 point that is making it two for
Mm.
that 1 year. So what will make you to think about two instead of 4 or 5 or 3 or 4 5 one?
So that's what I'm saying. The right working colleagues or stakeholders or let's say staff working with me. If they're not there, if the organization is not at that level where they have those staff, or there are people who are working but need a proper sort of training to get them into that position.
Okay. Yeah, I think the best way to just sort that out, because you said two, that means you
Mm,
have carried out your assessment
mm.
based based on that. And what did you see? So you see that with the complexity of data that is in the enterprise, it requires such a number of people to work. Because the budget does not cover such number of people, to make it five, then to make it 3, 4, 5, you're working within the budget available. Okay?
Yeah.
And that was why you say 2.
Okay.
Now, what are the things that the budget need to take care of? Those are the things we need to substantiate every statement. We do anything we put there to say the reason why it should be. Now, first of all, in that, there are keywords we talk about data quality. They're talking about coordinating data governance activities, coordinating data quality within the enterprise. That means to coordinate data quality, program in data governance program, you have to establish clear data ownership and stewardship, which you have said. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
You set up, you have established the clear data ownership and stewardship
Okay.
within the budget made available. So that's why you choose 2. Okay. What does that really mean? You actually look at how to assign data owner responsible for data domains, e.g. customer, product, finances. Those are domains. So, and then also to designate a data stewards to do what? To monitor quality and also enforce the standard at the operational level. So because of the budget made available, you will not be able to do more than that. So these people also need to define clear rules and accountability, which through a ROAC, which is responsible, accountable, consulted, and also informed model.
Yeah.
So the budget brought together does not raise the target more than the 2 I can have established. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I got that.
Okay. So what else again? If your hand is up.
Yes, sorry. I was going to say he's also been able to foster collaboration amongst the departments and because if there's no collaboration amongst, say, for example, the IT and the human resources, and they have all these names and data, well, they have all this data information which he needs, then there's going to be a problem because if people are not cooperating, there's going to be a problem. So at the moment, he's been able to partially foster that collaboration between the departments.
Thank you so much, Efe. That is really stunning.
Thank you.
Yeah. So well, another thing we may think of, we are taking it very slow because this document alone can be this document can cover a whole 2-3 years. It's just that we're trying to, for training purpose, we're trying to let people know how it's being done.
Yeah.
So we can also talk. Don't forget we talk about data quality. So what happened is that you consider also the development, and because you say it's a greenfield, that's okay. That means you can develop or create anyway. The development of to how to develop and enforce data quality standards. Okay, because the standards you met are not really to the, it's an advocate anyway. So the company cannot establish a budget that can take care of that more than 2. So these are the things that are going to only one slot we're talking about right now. So what does that really mean? We're trying to talk about how you have to define the quality dimensions. Of course, them are, accuracy, completeness, consistency, timeliness, and validity, and uniqueness. You have to define them because those are standards. And also you have to create the enterprise-wide data policies and procedures that set, expectations for data quality and validation and maintenance. So that comes within the data quality standards, and also you can implement data quality metrics and threshold. For example, customer email accuracy plus or minus 95% accuracy. So there are metrics that you can put in order to form the part of the develop and enforce data quality standards. Another thing that may go in will be that you have to, there's need for to implement data quality monitoring and reporting. If that even alone is an initiative you carry out for one, 1 year, it's a very big one as well. So what you do in that, we're talking about deploying automated data quality tools for profiling, cleansing, and monitoring. Okay. And you can also set up dashboards and scorecards to track data quality, key performance indicators across business units within the enterprise. And you can also think about how to conduct periodic, yes, very important, periodic audit and data quality assessment to identify issues and measure progress. If your hand is up.
Thank you. He's also been able to assign the data proper ownership.
That's correct.
Liaising with all the departments, he's been able to identify who owns what and says, okay, you are responsible for this side of the business. You are responsible for this other side of the business. So that's one of the things he's been able to do. Not quite there yet, but yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Another thing, just because of time constraint, it will be like how you can foster collaboration, which anyway, if he has said so, if he mentioned that. What I try to do is, in terms of collaboration, don't forget that talking about great data data governance council with representative from major departments, especially when you put them as a data owner, and also encourage cross-functional data quality initiatives to carry out and regular review meetings. When you talk about regular review meetings, what's the timeline you think we can put right? What is the time?
Should we say 90 days or 180 days? Is it normal?
If your hand is up.
Oh, sorry, I think it's a historical hand, sorry. But for the review meetings, it could be, well, because we're trying to get things in place, we can also say maybe once a month, we can meet up with everyone to see where they are at.
Okay.
Okay, the reason why I asked that question is because anyone who is asking a question know why is asking that question. If we are already telling the people, so the company is big, and then we talk about review meeting, then it should be to have a tighter control.
Right.
You should make it, they call it regular review. We're talking about regular. So it depends on the complexity of data you're handling. The more complex they are, the tighter the review. So that's why I asked the question. Yeah. So we cannot really be setting which of the how many more or weeks we should. But if we have regular review, the regular needs definition.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and they will not say, okay, as for my company where I worked before or where I'm working now, the data is so big that our review now has brought forward to, instead of 1 month, is now bi-weekly.
2 weeks, every week. Okay.
So that shows the person is professional in so many things, and there's no set rule for that because you are in control. So also is that part of the collaboration to have data-driven culture through communication, share goals and transparency. Have different kind of very important. Transparency is one of the biggest thing ever in your communication. Without that, there are going to be a lot of flaws. You will not be able to take care of issues when they arise. It's difficult somehow. I don't know if I'm communicating.
Yes, sure.
So we going forward on that, we can also do one of the most important thing in that coordinating the quality is training, is the training, providing training and awareness. So when we talk about that, what does that really mean?
For me, I would say being in an organization, I think there might be a few people who have a good understanding how data should be put together, and there will be some. So it would be a case of trying to make sure the knowledge is aligned to standards. So I'm thinking that training would be just to not only to make people who are not aware to be aware, but importantly is to make sure that those who are aware, they are being trained to understand the standard best practice that is being used across industries, whether you're in a regulated industry or not. That's sort of my answer. I'm not sure I got it right.
You try, that's why we're here. If you have you got anything to say, or Ashburg, are you James?
Good morning, sir.
Afternoon, how are you, James?
Yeah, fine, thank you. I just joined and I think I'm trying to catch up.
Okay, so
What's the question again, sir?
The question is when we talk about training, providing training and awareness in terms of making a data governance able to coordinate data quality initiative within an enterprise. What can you say about that? We're talking about providing training and awareness. Yeah. How will you be able to do it?
How would I be able to carry out the training? How would I carry out the training? I get people organized, I get them seated, I try to enlighten them on what is obtainable currently, and do some kind of exercise. Let them understand the value and the need for data governance and how it will help the organization.
Okay, this one is specifically because what we're talking about is one of the components is data governance. Is that what we're doing? We're dealing with governance now.
It's governance, yeah.
And the first slot is the data governance program coordinates data quality activities across the enterprise. So we're bringing out how we can achieve that with the target of 2 he has for 1 year. This is Ambassador Lawrence assignment is dealing with, but I don't know if your assignment has a target of 1 or of 2 in first year. So we're kind of looking at what we make the target is 2, and or why not 4, why not 3, why not 5? 5 is like optimizing. It's bringing out reasons, and one of those reasons is that we need to know what it implies, and at the same time, why is it that it's not meeting up with that what he knows about the bringing the data governance program, how to coordinate data quality activities across the enterprise. So we may say, okay, we have this to do in that one, but budget could not allow us. Why is budget not allowing us? So these are the things we're looking into now. So on that basis, we kind of say, okay, because you need to provide in that place, I can't have more than 2 my target because we need to provide training and awareness as well. So how will you do that? You require budget to conduct literacy and training and quality training at all data users. So all stakeholders, you need to. So on that basis, the EC also require reinforcing why data quality matters for decision making, compliance, and efficiency. You have training, you by way of saying, okay, bringing all the stakeholder in training. What else again will you need to create awareness and also to recognize and reward compliance and improvement in their data practices? These are where you spend money on. Okay, how do you do that? At what interval do you do your training and awareness? This is a question. At what interval will you carry out that training and awareness?
I think well, based on what I would have seen in the organization, my thought would be to have this program reviewed or done every 90 days, just to ensure that there's proper understanding and proper alignment with the different data users. So once we have the first training, I think it would be wise to have it reviewed or done, sort of retraining be done every other 90 days, just for that first year, just to ensure that there's proper understanding and the knowledge has gone across all the data users or stakeholders within the program.
Okay, thank you, Ambassador. If your hand is up, ma.
Yes. So, like what Ambassador was saying, it really depends on I think I heard him mention, depends on the industry. If it's a banking department dealing with cases like fraud, of course, you need training as ASAP.
Okay.
And everyone needs to be trained up ASAP. So it's possible they might even tell you, look, we need these people to be trained within 2 months because we can't afford any security breach. Or if it's a company where there's a lot of finance involved, like financial houses, say banks or credit card companies, of course, they can't compromise data in any way, because any compromise of data is going to result in litigations against them, going to result in them being sued. So I think it depends on the industry. Some industries are more laid back than others. I don't want to mention names, but some industries are more laid back than others. But if it's an industry where data is crucial to the financial profits of that company, and one thing or the other could impede or mar that profit, then it's crucial that the people who are being trained need to be trained up as quickly as possible. The review might not even be, in that case, might not be 1 month. It might be, quick. We need to do things as quickly as possible. It might be bi-weekly review. It might be once a week review. So again, it depends. I'll give an example of, say, a global retail company where there's inconsistent customer data across probably various systems. Of course, one of the things would be to make sure there's an established data governance team to see the data quality initiatives. And then you appoint the data stewards for the customer data, making sure the data is accurate and as consistent as possible. Reason for doing this now is that if, say, for example, orders are being made in a particular place, or in fact, let me give a real life example. I think recently, Pastor had an issue where they said someone used his name in the former residence to take. This residence is somewhere he's moved out for the past how long ago? Well, over 10 years or so. And the person used his name to get a loan from a company. So, of course, that immediately impacted his credibility. So he had to fight to make sure that is cancelled. And then, so what the question is, how did that person get all that information, like date of birth, Probably they even asked some security questions like insurance number and all that.
Yeah.
No, but that was a serious breach.
Mm.
Because we're talking about a small loan amount. What if the person had used it to get a mortgage?
Yeah.
So you have a mortgage that you don't even know is existing somewhere. That is a serious breach. So in that case, you as a data quality data governance manager will step in right away to ensure that things like that are no longer heard of by making sure the right teams are in place as soon as possible. We're talking about budget, yes, but if you're able to bring out the risks associated or the downside of not having the right staff in place or trained as soon as possible and bring out all these financial implications, then stakeholders will likely be listening to you. But if it's a more laid back, maybe like a sewing industry where people come on ad hoc basis. Some people don't even care whether they send them or they even send them catalogs. Then it's a different ball game entirely.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. So now I ask this question, and I know why I ask the question. Anytime this question, is that your hand up, Efe, again?
No, let me take it. I keep forgetting to do that.
Okay. Because Efe, I always applaud you for examples because you actually know that area more than me. So she can bring a scenario from every corner. I don't know how she does that anyway. So what I want to say is this. Anytime that question asks about training and awareness, even if they do not ask you that question, try to prompt it out. It's in terms of training, the first thing it depends on, generally depends on the enterprise data capacity and also the complexity of data we handle. But as for my company or the previous one, okay, we have also capacity, we have a very good capacity, and there is nothing in terms of training that you're going to do if it's not enshrined in created policy, because everything has to be in the part of the policy, okay, and also develop the policy to suit the complexity of data as you are growing in terms of, or as if there is migration, you're always going to be developing. So talk about that, either your state or if it was like this, but when we were migrating to cloud, we have to develop a capacity, which also in the training capacity, a training policy in order to meet up with the capacity of data we are handling. So simple, okay? I asked that question, and I'm going to ask it again continuously. This is the second time I asked the same question. So, and then we talk about one of the things that will go in within that setup will be like a leverage technology and automation. Don't you think it's important for data quality? Training is technology is very important in terms of when you use data governance. They try to talk about how you use data governance to coordinate data quality standard, data quality. So within the enterprise. So training, technology is very important. So data governance and data quality platform, you can see that in data governance, you can use Calibra, Informatica. One of the exams you're going to do is on Informatica as well. So the talent to automate the process, okay? And you also need to implement, which of course, if you love so much, you implement master data management, MDM. MDM is one of the exams you're going to do, so simple as well. So you will also need to learn how to integrate data validation rules. You integrate data validation rules into system to point at the point of data entry in the beginning. Very important. So there are going to be validation rules. What do you validate? Talk about your standard, your classifications, and your format. So you say, okay, if you do not say surname before first name, is invalid right from the point of entry. So once that occurs, then you see there will be proper data entry at the point of entry. So when you integrate them together, we're always going to be, that's kind of leverage that kind of technology and automation. Then, of course, we can talk about continuous improvement through feedback. There are so many things that can go in there. You can establish data issue management process for reporting and resolving errors when they occur. So when you detect errors that took place, so that as an issue, you log it in, especially when you are in CRM platform.
Yeah.
So you log it in. When you raise it, log it in, and you describe the issue. Yeah. So you establish date raised, who is the data owner, who is the steward, what is the rating of it, is it critical, high, those things like your last assignment. And you know what to do after that. So first of all, it's very good to review the root cause of every data quality issues right from the day one, even just like the last assignment, okay, and update process accordingly when you are improving, because the improving process, when you are maturing, is a continuous process. So, and there must be like another thing we can think about is periodical evaluation and also refine data governance policy to meet up with a changing business, evolving business needs. I said that as well before, depends on the business you're handling. Whoa. I think if I have any other thing to talk about on that line, you see, only that line is a book.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because I don't want to go too deep. I would have gone to say how to, convert a performance framework, a KPI, into timelines and responsibility for data governance implementation plan based on that. Because if you don't put KPI, you're not able to measure how the governance itself can coordinate the quality. So there must be standard, and that KPI to show how it moves. There are so much things that can come in there. I know by the time you go through this thing, you become a professor in data governance. Let's go to number 2. Is anybody here that got number 2 done? Apart from as we look at number 2 here in data governance will be our data
owners.
Are they defined? Data owners, are they defined and accountable for data quality in their respective data domain? You saw it to be one, Avok. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Your target on that one here is? The target on that one here is 3. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what you thought. Okay. On what basis? Don't forget to mention budget. First of all, stretch it to 5. Then why are you having 3?
Before I go into this, can I wait? I wanted to raise my hands and ask a question. Is it okay for me to just ask that question before I go into this?
Please, yeah, please.
I wanted to double check. If once one is recruited as the data manager, will this be the first thing, or would it be to come up with an initiative or a policy before this?
Yeah,
Does it go hand in hand?
Thank you for the question. To be quite honest, blood is part of the training for a purpose like this.
Right.
Honestly, if you are well abreast with this, you are a champion anywhere.
Okay.
Cover body interview, cover everything. Because right now, you are employed.
Yeah.
And then they're going to ask you what will be what you will do. Okay. Now, before we go on, let me do something quickly. All right? Because this document covers a lot of things, but I want everybody to get ready for what I want to talk about now when you are in the floor.
Okay. Sorry.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes, I wanted to. Okay, I wanted to. Is it okay if I say something?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it depends on if you are being employed in a brown field or in a green field. So green field is something that was not existing in the first place, or existing, but nothing has really been done there. So it depends on the organization. So you might be employed, and the first thing you need to do is to access their the first that's why they have the 30, 60, and 90 day roadmap.
Yeah.
So the first thing you would probably want to do is know your ins and outs within the organization. Who is responsible? Who is doing what policies do they have? If there is non-existing or things like that. Or you might just be that they just want to employ a data governance manager for the sake of, we have to meet the standards that is in every industry. Because I know someone who got employed, and unfortunately, it was good that he got employed. But the first assignment they gave him to do was to do a spreadsheet. And then he asked me to help him to do the spreadsheet because he couldn't do a spreadsheet. So, and then after that, when I asked what next, he said for over a month, nobody even came to him with anything. So he was just there playing with his mobile phone. Because when he asks for this, it's not existing. Don't worry, we'll come to it. When he asks for that, it's not existing. Don't worry, we'll come to it.
He was just receiving salary and salary, and
getting his salary and not doing anything. But I would say the first thing is check if there are any. The first assignment they will probably give to you is if they've got policies, if they've got a policy or whatever in place, they will probably send all these documents, or you could request them, and then you can start going through them. And then after that, you and your manager or the key stakeholders will probably identify whatever the objective or what the scope of work is why they have actually employed you, what they've employed you to do. And then you identify who the key stakeholders, who are the people that needs to be spoken to. Are they in the IT? Is a good one. IT department is always a good one because everyone that comes into the company goes through IT. Everyone that comes into the company goes through human resources in well-organized establishments. And then after that, you can start looking at, okay, how do we improve it? Or if there's no improvement to be done, or there's always improvement to be done. Trust me. In every organization, there's always improvement to be done. So those are the things like so was saying about these spreadsheets, it will definitely help because you can even ask questions based on the spreadsheets as to where they are in the company.
Thank you so much, Efe, for that input. So, like as she said, it depends on the organization and also the field. Barrister is here. Welcome, Barrister, as well. So Paul is here too as well. So let me just quickly go through a few things that you may just envisage. But this teaching, this assignment is one of the biggest. If you can understand fully this, I think you're covered no matter how big is that company. So, but once you are employed as a data governance or a data analyst, let me deal with data governance side first. Please, everyone listen. I may ask questions when the time comes based on this because it's very important. As a data governance manager, first of all, you have to establish data governance framework. Framework is the structure in which everything holds on or rests on. Okay, like as if we said, if we talk about the roadmap. Okay, you have an access into the database and access each of the databases if we have a lot. Okay, so you establish data governance framework, and what do you do there? First of all, you develop and implement data governance framework that defines how data is collected, managed, shared, and protected. I kind of have an easy way of getting that done. You call CMSP. Collected, managed, shared, and protected. How? You have to define it. Are they collecting it properly? Or why not properly? What has been put in place to ensure that data are collected properly? It must be in line with compliance policy or whatever. Those things you must define that within your framework. And then the same thing happened to the managing of data. How do you manage and how do they share information and data either within the company or outside external sharing, or what are restrictions put in place, or what are authorizations that need to come from a cross-functional department within the enterprise and also outside, or what is going for be public information or things that are not being information, classify them, whether there are confidential sensitivities of kind of data, and just the way how data are being shared, and also how they protected. That's when you talk about protected, you're talking about data protection within the enterprise. You have to define it in your framework, either privacy or what you call security. So that you have to define that. So you have to create clear policy and procedure on data ownership and classification, the retention, and also access control. So policy coming in. So you also need to define within the established data governance framework, you also need to define data quality standards. Of course, when I talk about standards and ensure compliance with regulatory requirements, you're talking about GDPR, CCPA, or ISO 27,000 award. Either ISO is good for data compliance. So those are the way you can establish data governance framework. Then after that, you have to build and lead data stewardship. Okay? So what do you do in that? You appoint and train. This is where it's becoming very interesting. You appoint someone to do it, to do some stewardship, or you recommend people to be employed. Then also you can, whether employed or not, you have to talk about train them with respect to what they're going to handle as data stewards, okay, across department to ensure consistent data management practice. That is a big training. This is talking about compliance, and we're talking about management of of what has been put, and enforcement of the policy you have enacted. Should I use enacted or drafted or created? If I say enacted, would be like decree. I don't even know. Anyway, the best thing is that the one you have created or developed. Okay, and then you have to facilitate collaboration between IT, like as if it said, business and compliance team to maintain a unified data governance approach. This is how you build and lead data stewards. Okay, so we also you can do ensure you can within that. After building and leading data stewardship, you can ensure data quality and integrity to take place. So that requires how you implemented data validation rules. This is a part of this document we're looking at now. Okay, and data cleansing routines to improve accuracy, consistencies, and work completeness, even in all the dimensions of data quality, in order to ensure integrity. That is very important, And within when you are, depends on what your roadmap will be, and depends on the data you are also handling. You can talk about data policy, compliance, and risk management. These are the things you're going to be. You can also promote data-driven culture across the enterprise. I have a lot to talk about that when it comes to, but as a data analyst, this is big, What you do, the first thing you have to establish is data collection and integration. Very, very important. Data collection and integration is very important. How do you do that? Gather data from multiple sources, internal system, could be any platform, CRO platform, or EROMP, anything else, external API, in fact, any public data set. You gather them. And what do? You integrate them. Then you also, in that data collection and integration, you have to use ETL. Who knows the meaning of ETL here?
Extract, transform, and load.
Thank you. Thank you, professors. So extract, transform, and load. And you can also have ELT, the same thing, but depends on how you customize and configure. What do you use the ETL for is to do what? Is to clean, merge, structure data.
We've lost
format. Power BI. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I think it's internet is unstable from my side. I need pro info. So now, so you use ETL to clean, or the other word cleansing, and then merge and structure data into usable formats. So you use that. So you could also use you can also do data analysis and insight generation. What do you do in that? How do you do that? You perform descriptive, diagnostic. Who else again can tell me what you do in data analytics? Hello.
Diagnosis.
Yes. Yeah. You have descriptive, diagnostic,
prescriptive.
yeah. And what? Has anybody gone through data analytics here? Or do you want to phone a friend? Come on, you've gone through some questions on that. So you perform descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. Prescriptive means prescribe. Predictive is like you use the data to predict forecast. Diagnostic, you use data to know what is going on within someone or something. The descriptive is secondary data you use, already existing data you use, and you visualize them, you analyze and you visualize them. So what do you use what kind of tools do you use? You use Excel, you use Power BI, you use Python, or you use SQL, okay? My SQL, you can download them free of charge. You have this one, you have free version of them. And you can also use SPSS, okay, to do that. Depends on what you're going to use in analyzing those data. So as a data analyst, you'll be able to have that. And then what you do after that, you create a dashboard and visualization to track key business metrics that you put together. They're like customer churn, sales trends, and efficiency and operational efficiency within the domain you're using. Okay. And then when you visualize it, the business analyst or the stakeholder will have a domain to which they take decision on that. Within the data analysis and insight generation, you'll be able to have what is called data quality monitoring. What do you do in that? You work with the governance teams because you are enforcing that. Okay, you work with the data governance team to identify data inconsistency or anomalies, okay, and correct them proactively before you analyze. Okay, then of course, you want to validate anything in a reporting script. What do? You develop automation principles and practice to ensure accuracy in analytical results. Very important. And one of the things you also do as a data analyst where you are employed is to support strategic projects, partner with leadership to analyze trends of things. You analyze that. You should know they have trends supporting business growth and cost reduction. Sometimes even the risk mitigation. This is very important. The legal aspect, legal department of every company and also IT. You discuss with them. Have a support from them. Conduct what if analysis to guide, strategic planning and resources allocation. People need to take decision for what you come out with. Okay? And then what do you do again? You do what is called continuous improvement. Continuous improvement. So how do you do that? You identify data gap and work with system owners to improve data collection process right from the day one. And also you can stay updated with emerging tools because there are new tools every day. If it was talking about a new tool that has come in planning now at the moment, they are just incorporating so many things in to make things different. Or maybe one person having one job doing two jobs, using only one software. So that's what they're doing at the moment. So they can just put data governance in planning. And almost everything now they put AI. And then that's what they're doing now. So we have to stay updated as a data analyst with emerging tools and methodologies in data governance, analytics, and AI. So this is what these things are very. Do you need a note on this?
Well, to be fair, if there's anything that can help us articulate everything together in one place, it would be great to have.
Sir.
Okay. If not, this video is always there. But then what I will do, I think this time around, if you don't receive the note concerning what we're talking about now today, please prompt me because I need praying for all the time. Okay.
What if analysis is a hypothetical situation to predict potential outcomes?
Yeah, that is very important. Okay. Now, so let's work on the second one. Have we worked on the second one? Sorry?
Just talk about what if analysis briefly. So why I said it's a hypothetical situation is because you try to use it to predict. So in other words, it's you're probably using previous historical data to predict what is likely to be the outcome for whatever you have now. Say, for example, a main supplier is experiencing disruption in the sales of their products. Potential outcome could be there will be delayed deliveries, lost revenue, maybe there will be no stocks in the shop. So then whoever it is will now identify, okay, so if, say, for example, main supplier A has an issue, he cannot get his cargo out, who do we use? Can we use main supplier B? It's just like any of us. We say, okay, I'm going to the local shops. I'm going to the shop to go and buy something now. I'm going to the shop to go and buy cake or buy some other products. But in my mind, I'm thinking, if I get to Asda and there's no cake, what will be my next option? Do I continue to Sainsbury or do I continue to the local market? So I start thinking in my head because I need that particular cake or I need that particular product ASAP. Then I can also look at if I decide to go from one town to the next town, how is it going to impact my petrol on my car? Is there likely to be if there is traffic on the way? It means if I'm expecting visitors in my house by 2 p.m. and I need this cake to give to them, what if I cannot make it back by 2 p.m.? What's going to be the impact? Will the visitors be there waiting or will they get upset and they will leave? Those are all what if scenarios we have in our everyday lives. We are always planning for one thing or the other. Okay, I'm doing this, but what if it happens? I'm going to the office. What if the train delays? So do I leave earlier on if I take the 6 a.m. train, will it get me there by 8 a.m. even if there's a power cut? Or do I leave by 7 a.m. as I normally would do, and then risk getting to the office by 10 o'clock because they have told me there might likely be disruptions to the train service? every day we plan what if scenarios in our head. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Cher. And just to complement what Ife had just said, we're talking about basically descriptive now. So, do you know a shop? Okay, let me make it general because this some people from other countries are here right now, from United States of Africa and the capital Nigeria. Anyway, so what happened is is that have you been to a closed shop floor before? Close. Okay. If you look at the parameter of the clothes, they divide the shop floor into four. They divide the shop into four parts. Three-quarter of the shop floor are for women. 1/4, if the 1/4 is divided into another four, 3/4 for children, the very small of that small 1/4 of the bishop is for men. What is the cause of it? I need an answer.
Women tend to go in the shop more, and when they go in there, they do shopping for themselves and their children. Men don't go into the shops as much as women. That's why, because women have to have something for going to work, something for going for parties, something for going to church, something for just sitting lounging in the house, even something for going to the market. So it depends on what. So the shops know that they have to keep filling this. They need to keep filling their shops with clothes for women. And when a woman goes in there to buy anything, the next thing is she's looking at, oh, will this be suitable for my son? Will this be suitable for my daughter? Oh, I just remembered he needs a pair of shoes for school. Oh, they need some trainers for football. So women tend to do more shopping than men.
Yeah, thank you. Do we all agree?
Yeah. And a woman will go into the shop to say she's going to buy, say, for example, pepper, fresh pepper or apples. She will get in there and suddenly she has 3 bags coming out from that shop from going to buy just that apple. But a man will go into the shop to say he wants to buy apple. He will go straight to the apple aisle, get the apple, and come out with that apple. There's a man apart from pastor, though.
Funny person. Okay. Do we all agree on that?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. Again,
100% agree.
Yeah. They use data as well to know
Good
that.
afternoon, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you, Dad.
Good. Let me ask another question I'm going to ask again because I like asking this question. Whose money are they spending?
The
His
senior
money,
man's money.
They know.
his
The family money. The
Our
family
dad.
money.
money is our money. Our
Money that daddy makes is family money.
His money, his money is our money. My money,
Yes,
my
it's your
money,
money.
is my money.
Exactly. Daddy's money is the family money.
It's our
Mommy's money is mommy's
It's my-
money.
The head of the family's money.
Well, okay. Now, to be quite honest, let's come back to the main thing. The thing is that, as we all agree, women buy things a lot. How did that next year the shop floor is still going to be the same? If not, they're going to expand it more.
Yeah.
They will reduce from the men size anyway to join the women. The reason why, Paul, is not all connected with the fact that data has spoken descriptively. They use the data, raw data from last year and subsequent years. They use the data of various years and more years, even they included last year, or the variance are not much, or if the variance are much, that means there are more women are coming in more than as we have. So based on that, they use it, they will have that informed decision, they use it in taking another strategic decision for next year. So this is what happened. These are all data, and when you analyze them as a data analyst, you visualize them, then you see the stakeholder have a domain to which they take such decision and plan very well. So this is what it is. So in most cases, descriptive analytics is very, very important. But doctors, they use descriptive, but also they use diagnostics, and then they prescribe. That's why I have, the doctor of drugs is called pharmacist. So they prescribe based on what has been happening in the history of the medical history of the patient, and then they look at the drugs that have been given to them and the performance of the drug over the years, and then they say, okay, if it's not working, let's try another. You prescribe another based on what has been. Lawyers did the same thing. That's why I talk about precedences, jurisprudences, and all those things. They use descriptive as well. Okay, so we overshoot our time today. I know people want to stay more, but I want us to understand that this assignment must be done before we go to Power BI. So the more people need to do this assignment, the better. Can we seriously do this assignment and submit it on time? Submit it on time so that if we can just go through there. Very well. Yeah, Ambassador, yeah, well done for this. I love that. Okay, for picking up on that. So let all of us do it, and we can now, when we meet